guys, what's up? I'm Brown here, doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at the Robots in Disguise Sideswipe. Now, I didn't originally get this toy, I just hit the camera. I didn't originally get this toy when it got released because I was really excited for this toy, and then I heard about the issues, the problems, and I just thought, okay, it's probably not worth it. I kind of wanted Sideswipe to add to my Transformers Prime collection, but that was pretty much it. And recently I saw it on sale, so I decided, okay, you know what? I kind of want it. Let's go ahead and get it. See how bad or how good it is. And it's kind of funny because the problems that I have with the toy isn't necessarily the problems that everyone else is having. I'm not saying that those aren't problems, but my problems with the toy is actually completely different than the ones that are commonly known about this toy. So with that out of the way, let's get into Sideswipe. And the first thing that I'm going to complain about is the sword. The sword on the top of the car is fine, you know, it's a basic type thing, you know, all the other Transformers pretty much can do that, or at least most of them can, pretty much. The Jazz figure, the Wavemate, does the same thing and has the same problem. You cannot store this underneath the toy. I've tried to find a place to store it, but I just can't find anywhere. I guess I can try and slide it through there, but it gets in the way of the wheel, and I don't think that's where it's meant to go, but yeah, sadly there's no storage, which kind of sucks because this is a very thin weapon that I feel they could have added storage to, but they decided not to, so that's not fun. And it even has these little bits right inside here that feel like it's meant to go somewhere, but it just doesn't. It has nowhere to go. So it's weird. As far as the Sideswipe toy is concerned in alt mode, I don't think it's that bad. The main issue the main issue you have is the paint, because this is a painted on red that's different than the plastic red here. I don't know if it's the same paint right here, but I don't think it is because there's a more orange tint to that. But that's also placed over red, and then this is also painted over a transparent smoky color. So I don't know if it is the same paint. I don't think it is. But it's kind of weird because it really does look off, but I'm not complaining about it because I've got a lot of other Transformers toys where it's really noticeable, and it looks bad. This one is just kind of meh for me. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm used to that, but I don't really care, to be honest. I think that the alt mode itself, the design is good. I like the design itself. One of the problems I have is sometimes the chest likes to get in the way, but if you got it transformed right, he does roll fine. And I do like the design of the back there. None of it is painted, but the molding is nice. I really like the design of it, I will say that. So, very good on their part on the look of it. And you get a little bit of paint on the front there, which is very nice. Again, I like the design of it, at least. So, with that out of the way, there's not much more to be said. I guess we can go on to the transform. Oh! Clip-on weapons and then pinned-on weapons. Yeah, there's that. But anyways, let's go on to the transformation. And there's a blurry camera. There we go. Anyways, what you want to do is, what I like to do is pump out the arms just to get that out of the way, because the arms are going to be a pain in the ass. Separate the legs, and this kind of sucks. You need to push the feet out and rotate this down and make sure that everything is out of the way. And you're going to hit something during the transformation. Oh yeah, lift that out. Just to get that out of the way. Anyways, yeah, sometimes I hit stuff constantly, and I so badly want this to rotate, but it just doesn't sometimes. Hell, sometimes I get the foot completely out of the way of this little bit right here, and it still doesn't want to turn, which is weird, I guess, maybe? Did a little pin just snap off? No, it didn't. Okay, cool. Or tab, I should say. But anyways, so once you get the legs transformed, what you want to do for the upper body is, what I like to do For some reason, that was completely easy. What I like to do, because usually this is hard, is I like to push my thumb at the bottom here and then pull up right here. Just how all these tabs and pins, you got a little tab underneath here. Actually, it's a pin underneath here that goes into a hole right there. And then you have this little clear tab right there that hooks underneath here. And then also all this right here will hook down into there. So what you want to do is you want to pull this back and then push this section right here down. Not too much force, otherwise you could break it, but that's what I do. Next, what you want to do is take this, push that forward just a little bit, and swing that down, like so. And then there you have Sideswipe in the robot mode. Now, he looks pretty cool. No, I'm not done. So you want to take this little bit and rotate it around like that, and it will slide down into there. And then open up the chest, bring the arms up, and there are these tiny pins that you go into these little holes on the chest. Get them out of the way. Come on. There we go. And you just give them a nice push. And let's see, I didn't plug that in correctly. There we are. And there is Sideswipe in his robot mode. Now let's talk about the major complaint that everyone is thinking of, the pins on the chest. They do not hold too well. I don't know if I'm lucky on mine, but they're not that bad on my version of this toy. When I rotate the arm, it seems to hold in just fine, but I'm also pulling forward as I'm doing that. So every time I rotate this, I'm pushing it towards the pin, or at least towards the hole where the pin is inside. So it just stays in place. One of the problems that I do have is when you rotate the arms out, this little wheel bit, frame, whatever you want to call it, gets, basically moves around. So you gotta watch out for that. Yeah, that's only one of my complaints. The other complaint that I have is the feet. It's funny enough because it's not really too common of an issue, but I hate the feet on this toy. I really do. Because they decide, hey, let's hollow in this section and not give a frame or anything on the side here that really helps him to stand, because he just wobbles around all the time. He does that. He doesn't fall over, he just wobbles around. Oh, I hate that so much. Another thing that I really hate is the sword. When you plug that into place, oh, that looks fine, you know, Sideswipe is pretty cool. Hey, I'm just gonna, oh no. Yeah, he doesn't hold it. Because, I don't know if it's because of these ridges right here, these little gaps, or what I think it is the hand. It's just straight. Look at the fingers, they're just straight. They didn't decide to bend the fingers so it could really hold on to the sword. They're just straight. So, when you plug on the sword like so, it just pops off completely. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Another thing you can do with the sword is there's a little gap right here, a little hole, that you can slide that down and have storage for the sword. So it's funny that he has storage in the robot mode, but not the alt mode. Yeah. He's not exactly accurate. He doesn't have the spikes on the arms, which I'm fine with, honestly. I don't really care. It would look cool, but I see why they decided not to put that in, so I'm not going to really worry too much about it. I do like the design of him. I like the torso and everything on that. The paint is pretty cool. I even like how the black is showing in the back. I think that's very nice. The articulation is pretty decent, except for the shoulder pin bits. But another complaint that I have is right here. I don't like the head. I really just don't like the head. I mean, it's okay, but I just kind of don't like it because it's got this rounded off and too nice of a look to him. Like, too childish. that just doesn't really work. And I'm not talking about the hair. I'm not talking about that. I think that's funny. But as far as the face itself, the sculpting and everything, it just seems a little too rounded off, and he looks a little too nice for Sideswipe. I'm just not that into it. As far as the size comparison is concerned, I have his Wavemate Jazz, but this is the Takara one, and let me just put my hand behind that so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So yeah, not bad. Not bad for the size. So with that out of the way, do I recommend Sideswipe? This is really hard, because I still like Sideswipe, but I also hate Sideswipe. There's a part of me that really enjoys it, and then there's a part of me that really hates it. I think that the design is fine. I think that the paint is not really an issue. The pins are going to vary, so that's, like, not really my issue, but that could be an issue for someone else. The sword is an issue. The feet are bad. The head just doesn't really look good. So, he's got a lot of issues, but he's got a lot of pros to him. So it's just, it depends on how you feel about him. If you really want the toy, I'd say go ahead and get it. It's not really hurting anyone. If you want to fix the pins, go ahead. That's fine. And I think as far as in display with the other Transformers, he's fine. If you want a Sideswipe to fit in Transformers Prime, here you go. So that's awesome. I'm pretty much just glad that I got a Sideswipe in my Prime collection, so that's pretty nice. But other than that, I just kind of have a hate-love relationship for him. I believe that's paint inside there. I believe that's metallic blue or something inside there. So that's good, I guess, maybe. I don't know. So, with that out of the way, this review might not be helpful to you in my recommendation, but hopefully you'll get an idea if you want it or don't want it. So anyways, with that said, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.